now it goes.
Publicity.
What did she do? She gave you the
She
code?
gave me the code. Oh, shit, I shouldn't have done that.
Hit escape. Are you trying to look for the other screen?
Yeah.
Hit the little, yeah.
Okay.
It says it's live.
All right, everybody. I'm so sorry if you just heard me talking and nothing was happening because we have run into so many technical difficulties. I am now going to try to bring all of my Zoom callers back into the meeting so that we can all join you. Please bear with me. All right, everybody. I'm so sorry if you just heard me talking and nothing was happening because we have run into so many technical difficulties. I am now going to try to bring all of my Zoom. Oh shit. Okay, you didn't just hear me say that. Okay. Greg?
Yes. What's up? Oh,
What can I just cancel? Where is it?
Zoom? Right there. Hold on. I don't know.
Okay. Admit all.
There you go.
All right. Is everybody back with me?
How are we doing?
Indeed.
We are.
Looks like we're streaming live.
Look,
Are we
we
streaming?
figured it out.
Did we do it? Oh my gosh. Everyone who's watching right now, I am so sorry. I promise I'll be better at this next week.
Hey, you know what? You have to learn at some point, right? Like I was trying to look, I was reading okay, how do we troubleshoot?
It was a lot. Anyway, thank you all for joining us. We are very excited to be here for the VLOC first virtual cabaret. And we really hope that this will be something we can continue into the future. It's just a good place for people who love operetta and Gilbert and Sullivan to come and get to sing or do lines or poetry or whatever you may want to do. So tonight I'm going to MC this event. My name is Amanda Jones, and I am a board member of the Victorian Lyric Opera Company. And we have a lovely Miscast cabaret ready for you tonight. So what I would like to do is introduce our first performer. Rashab, can you come on, please? Hello.
Hello.
All right, so Rashab, tell us a little bit about your background with VLOC and Gilbert and Sullivan.
Yeah, definitely. I actually didn't know that much Gilbert and Sullivan before performing with VLOC, but like many other people who have joined VLOC, I quickly became pretty familiar with most of the works in the Gilbert and Sullivan canon. So the first show that I ever did with VLOC was in 2016. And the most recent show that I did with VLOC was last year. I was in the Gondoliers with a lot of the people who are in this cabaret. It was a great experience. And every night I got to hear this song, When a Merry Maiden Marries, that was sung so beautifully by Amanda. And I just fell in love with it. And so I wanted to share it with you guys tonight in this Miscast Cabaret.
I think that is a wonderful choice, one of my favorite songs. So I am going to get off here for a moment and you take it away, Rashad.
All right. When a merry maiden marries, sorrow goes and pleasure tarries. Every sound becomes a song. All is right, nothing's wrong. From today and ever after, let our tears be tears of laughter. Every sigh that finds a vent be a sigh of sweet content. When you marry, merry maiden, then the air with love is laden. Every flower is a rose, every goose becomes a swan, Every kind of trouble goes where the last few snows have gone. Sunlight takes the place of shade when you marry, Mary maid. Every sound becomes a song. All is right and nothing's wrong. When a merry maiden marries, sorrow goes and pleasure tarries. Every sound becomes a song. All is right and nothing's wrong. Gnawing care and aching sorrow, get ye gone until tomorrow. Jealousies and grim array are things of yesterday. When you marry, Mary maiden, then the air with joy is laden. All the corners of the earth ring with music sweetly played. Worry is melodious mirth, grief is joy in masquerade. Sullen night is laughing day. All the year is merry May. All the year is merry May. Merry, merry May, merry, merry May. All the year is merry, merry May.
Aw, thank you, Rashad. That was beautiful. What
Thank
a
you.
wonderful rendition. I love this miscast and getting to hear everybody sing just in a different way, in a different character. It's just lovely. So thank you so much, Rashad. We will see you back
Thank
in
you.
a bit. All right, next up, I have Sarah R. Sarah R., tell us a little
Hello.
bit about your relationship with Gilbert and Sullivan and VLOC, and
Well-
let us know what you're going to be doing tonight.
All right. Actually, my very first Gilbert and Sullivan was my senior year of high school. I was in Pirates of Penzance. I played Ruth. I'm a soprano, so that was funny. And actually, my first VLOC show was just last year with Princess Ida last summer. So when I heard about Miscast, I decided I should sing a funny patter song because the men get all these hilarious songs. And then I realized I'd have to memorize the words. So here we are. I'm singing, my name is John Wellington Wells, but I figured John could be Jane. So my name is Jane Wellington Wells.
Absolutely. So here we have Sarah R. with Jane Wellington Wells.
Jane
Take
Wellington.
it away.
All right, let me see if I can get this music playing. There we go. My name is Jane Wellington Wells. I'm a dealer in magic and spells, in blessings and curses and ever-filled purses and prophecies, witches and knows. If you want a proud food to make tracks, if you'd melt a rich uncle in wax, you've got to look in on the resident gin number 70 Simmeriacs. We've a flash treat assortment of magic, and for raising a posthumous shade, with effects that are comic or tragic. There's no cheaper house in the trade. Not food with quantities of it, and with knowledge if anyone burns. We're keeping a very small profit, a prophet who brings us unbounded returns. For he can prophesy with a wing prophesy, you can security into futurity. Sum up your history, clear up a mystery, humor proclivity, for a nativity, for a nativity. He has answers oracular, bogey spectacular, tetrapods tragical, mirrors so magical, faster to the novel, full solo comical, and if you wanted, he makes a reduction on taking a quantity. Oh! If anyone anything lacks, he'll find it already in stacks. If you'll only look in on the resident gin number 70 Simmeriacs. He can raise you hosts of ghosts, and that without reflectors. Oh, creepy things with wings, and gaunt and grisly spectres. He can fill you crowds of shrouds and horrify you vastly. He can rack your brains with chains and gibberings grim and ghastly. Then if you plan it, he changes organity within a vanity, full of sanctity, vexing humanity, riven inanity, fatal to vanity, driving your foes to the verge of insanity. Barring tautology and demonology, electrobiology, mystic nosology, spirit philology, high-class astrology, such as astrology isn't a match require an apology. Oh! My name is Jean Wellington Wells. I'm a dear in magic and spells, in blessings and curses and everything, purses and prophecies, witches and elves. If anyone anything lacks, he'll find it already in stacks. If you'll only look in with a resident in number 70 Siberians.
Thank you so much, Sarah. That was wonderful.
Thank you,
and we
Ella.
all love your dragon.
My first time live. Farewell.
All right. Thank you so much. See you later. All right. So next up, where's my list? We have Rowan, yay, with her beautiful Tower of London backdrop. And Rowan, tell us a little bit about Gilbert and Sullivan and Vlock with you and what you will be singing for us tonight.
Yeah, like many people, I'm sure, I got into Gilbert and Sullivan because of my mom, Debbie Grossman, and I did a couple of shows with Vlock back in high school. Yeah, Pirates and Yeomen, and I'll be singing "Is Life a Boon" with Debbie Grossman on piano.
Live piano, everyone, a wonderful thing.
Is life a boon? If so, it must befall, that death where'er he called must call too soon. Though fourscore years he give, yet one would pray to live another moon. What kind of plaint have I, who perish in July, who perish in July? I might have had to die, perchance in June. I might have had to die, perchance in June. Is life a thorn? Then count it not a whit, nay, count it not a whit. Man is well done with it. Soon as he's born, he should all means essay to put the plague away. And I war, poor captured fugitive, my life most gladly give. I might have had to live another morn. I might have had to live another morn.
Thank you so much, Rowan. It was wonderful to hear you sing. I haven't seen you in so long. And thank you, Debbie, for playing for her. All right, up next we have Michael in what will be his first song of the evening for us. This song you are singing is from one of my favorite Gilbert and Sullivan. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your past with Gilbert and Sullivan, which is quite extensive.
Yes. Well, Gilbert said to me one day, someday, yes, I'm older than the rest of you, but not that old. I saw my first Gilbert and Sullivan in 1961, and it was Trial by Jury, and Trial by Jury has been one of my favorites ever since. I started performing in Gilbert and Sullivan's in high school in the late 60s, and I've been doing it ever since as a not as much a performer anymore, but as almost everything else. And my knowledge of Vlock is mostly as a very, very impressed fan. I've been a regular attendant of Vlock for years now, and I am also very, very grateful to have gotten to know quite a few of you through the Quirts that Erica Rome and I produced. Erica before me, but then Erica and I both in Baltimore. And of course, I regret to say that we have had to cancel our last two Baltimore Quirt dates this past spring and this coming fall because of the coronavirus situation. But we hope to have as soon as we can. So since Amanda and Kelly said this is a miscast cabaret, I decided that the most miscast I could possibly be was a schoolgirl 18 years and under from the Mikado, namely Yum Yum. And if there's one thing that I'm pretty sure at this point, and I'm approaching age 70, I'm not going to be cast as, it's Yum Yum. So although there's some productions that might consider that possible. So with no further ado, I am going to give a shot at The Sun Whose Rays Are All Ablaze.
We are very excited. Thank you, Michael.
Let's give it a shot. Let's try to give it a shot. There we go. The sun whose rays are all ablaze with ever-living glory does not deny his majesty. He scorns to tell a story. He don't exclaim, I blush for shame, so kindly be indulgent. But fierce and bold in fiery gold, he glories all effulgent. I mean to rule the earth as he the sky. We really know our worth, the sun and I mean to rule the earth as he the sky. We really know our worth, the sun and I. Observe his flame, that placid dame, the moon's celestial highness. There's not a trace upon her face of diffidence or shyness. She borrows light that through the night mankind may all acclaim her. And truth to tell, she lights up well, so I for one don't blame her. Pray make no mistake, we are not shy, we are very wide awake, the moon and I. Pray make no mistake, we are not shy, we're very wide awake, the moon and I.
Oh, Michael, that was wonderful. Thank you so much for doing that for us. So nice to hear that song done in a tenor voice.
In a tenor voice, yes. There you go.
We will see you later on. Thank you.
Yeah.
And so now we come to the time where I get to interview myself, as I am the next performer. So I have been with VLOC since 2013 in Iolanthe was my first production. And the last one I did was Edith in Pirates of Penzance. So my relationship with Gilbert and Sullivan started when I was very young, seeing my parents do Gilbert and Sullivan. In fact, doing the Mikado was one of the first things that I remember them being in. And they met doing Gilbert and Sullivan, and I met my husband doing Gilbert and Sullivan. So it has quite a bit of nostalgia for me. So in this one, I picked Nanky Poo and A Wandering Minstrel Eye for your enjoyment tonight. Thank you very much. A wandering minstrel eye, a thing of shreds and patches, of ballad songs and snatches, and dreamy lullaby. My catalog is long, through every passion ranging, and to your humors changing. I tune my supple song, I tune my supple song. Are you in sentimental mood? I'll sigh with you. Oh, sorrow. On maiden's coldness do you brood? I'll do so too. Oh, sorrow, sorrow. I'll charm your willing ears with songs of lovers' fears, while sympathetic tears my cheeks bedew. Oh, sorrow, sorrow. But if patriotic sentiment is wanted, I've patriotic ballads cut and dried. For where'er our country's banner may be planted, all other local banners are defied. Our warriors in serried ranks assembled, never quail or fixate it if they do. And I shouldn't be surprised if nations tremble before the mighty troops, the troops of Titipu. And if you call for a song of the sea, we'll heave the capstan round. With the yo-heave-ho, for the wind is free, her anchors a trip and her helms a lee. Hurrah for the homeward bound. To lay aloft in a howling breeze may tickle a landsman's taste, but the happiest hour a sailor sees is when he's down at an inland town with his Nancy on his knees, yo-ho, and his arm around her waist. A wandering minstrel I, a thing of shreds and patches, of ballads, songs, and snatches, and dreamy lullaby, and dreamy lullaby. Lullaby. All right, thank you. And I just, for anyone keeping score who knows us, Rishab earlier did my aria, Tessa's aria from Gondoliers, and I just did his from Mikado. So we thought that was kind of funny. All right, so next up, we have something a little different. We're going to get a dialogue scene going. Bob and Rishab, if I could have you back. Hello. All right, so would one of you like to tell us what this scene is?
Bob, I think you should go for it.
Well, I'll at least start by saying that VLOC has a very special place in my heart. They introduced me to Gilbert and Sullivan. I only started just a little while ago the show after Rishab was in after Rishab's first show was my first show, I think, right? Because you were in La Pericole, right?
I was in the
I'm sorry.
Bohemian Girl, which
Bohemian
I
Girl, that's right.
forgot to say earlier.
And then I was in the Mikado, which is like one of my favorites as well. But we are doing the scene from Rudigor, which I actually know very little about, but I'm very excited to be in it someday, between Rose and Mad Margaret.
Yes, so this is the famous Rose and Mad Margaret meeting scene, famous for its choruses in public line. Another fun fact, this is also the scene that Keely and I did in the last Vlog production of Rudigor together. All right, so take it away, gentlemen. Thank you.
A maiden, and in tears. Can I do aught to soften thy sorrow? Miss Apple.
No. Tell me, are you mad?
I? No. That is, I think not.
Oh, that's well. Then you don't love Sir Despard Murgatroyd? All mad girls love him. I love him. I'm poor Mad Margaret. Crazy Meg. Poor Peg.
Thou lovest the bad baronet of Rudigor. Oh, horrible. Too horrible.
You pity me. Then be my mother. The squirrel had a mother, but she drank and the squirrel fled. Hush! They sing a brave song in our parts. It runs somewhat thus. The cat and the dog and the little puppy sat down in a... Well, I forget what they sat down in, but so the song goes. Listen, I've come to pinch her.
Mercy, whom?
You mean who?
Nay, it is the accusative after the verb.
True. I have come to pinch Rose Maybud.
Rose Maybud?
I love him. He loved me once, but that's all gone. Thus. He gave me an Italian glance, thus. And made me his. He will give her an Italian glance and make her his. But it shall not be, for no, I'll stamp on her, stamp on her, stamp on her. Did you ever kill anybody? No? Why not? Listen, I killed a fly this morning. It buzzed and I wouldn't have it, so it died. Pop! And so shall she.
But behold, I am Rose Maybud, and I would fain not die. Pop!
You are Rose Maybud?
Yes, sweet Rose Maybud.
Strange. She told me she was beautiful. And he loves you? No, if I thought that, I would treat you as the auctioneer and land agent treated the Lady Bird. I would rend you asunder.
Nay, be pacified. For behold, I am pledged to another. And lo, we are to be wedded this very day.
Swear me that. Come to a commissioner and let me have it on affidavit. I once made an affidavit, but it died. It died. And see, they come, Sir Despard and his evil crew. Hide, for they are all quite mad.
What makes you think that?
Hush. They sing choruses in public. That's mad enough, I think. Go, hide away, or they will seize you. Hush, quite softly, quite softly.
Yay! It's one of my favorite scenes. Oh, so wonderful, you guys. Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you.
Continuing in our gender reversed Rudigor world here, Debbie.
Do you click on it? I'm getting it.
There we go. I think you're coming.
Okay.
Ah, yes, Debbie is here. Great. So, Debbie, please tell us about your experience with Gilbert and Sullivan and Vlog, and please explain why you look as you do.
I was in my first show, Pirates of Penzance, Oberlin College, fall of 1983, and got hooked. So I was in 2 or 3 of those shows every year, choreographed Rudigor, directed Pirates and Yeomen, and went on to start a directing career. And my first show was HMS Pinafore for the local Georgetown Gilbert and Sullivan Society. Donna and Lyle Jaffe were at that and gave my name to the Vlog board. So a year later, I did Pinafore with Vlog. And we're off to the races. Sorry, wait, that's not GNS, another show. But so I've done a whole bunch of shows, sing outs. I perform at sing outs, but I tend to direct for the shows. And got Rowan hooked in high school. And I have always wanted to do all of the baritone roles. So, hence
Excellent. Well, take it away.
When the night wind howls and the chimney cowls and the bat in the moonlight flies and dinky clouds like feral shrouds sail over the midnight skies. When the plaids quail at the night winds wail and black dogs bay at the moon, then is the spectre's holiday. Then is the ghost high noon. Then is the ghost high noon. High noon. Then is the ghost high noon. And the breeze sweeps o'er the trees, and the mists lie low on the fen. From great tombstones are gathered the bones that once were women and men, and away they go with a mop and a mow to the revels that end too soon. For cockcrow limits our holiday, dead of the night's high noon. The dead of the night's high noon. High noon. The dead of the night's high noon. And then each ghost with his lady toast to the churchyard beds take flight, with a kiss perhaps on her lantern chaps and a grim and grisly good night, till the welcome knell of the churchyard bell rings forth its jolliest tune, and ushers in our next high holiday, the dead of the night's high noon. The dead of the night's high noon. High noon. The dead of the night's high noon.
Wonderful. Thank you, Debbie, so much. Tell us where you got the picture from in your background.
That is the production that I choreographed for the Oberlin GNS players back in the 80s.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Wonderful.
So much fun. Thanks.
All right. So coming up next, we have Sarah S. Sarah, come join us. Sarah, tell us a little bit about how you got involved with Gilbert and Sullivan and what you're doing for us tonight.
Well, I was introduced to Gilbert and Sullivan when I was 10, and I've loved it ever since. So I did my first production, it was Patience, some 20 years ago, I think. And now that I'm in the Chicago area, so I'm visiting you all from halfway across the country, I am involved with that. We've got 2 Gilbert and Sullivan companies in the area, so I'm very fortunate to have 2 different companies that I have enjoyed working with in more recent years. I also want to say I love the rep that you all do. That's how I found out about you in part, is because I'm also a huge operetta fan, so the fact that you do stuff like Bohemian Girl just delights me. I wish you were in Chicago. And Pinafore was the second Gilbert and Sullivan I ever did, and I just love Fair Moon to Thee I Sing. It reminds me of a bel canto cavatina. I just think it's lovely, and so I'm so happy to get the chance to sing it, since normally one wouldn't in my position.
Absolutely. Well, take it away. We can't wait.
Thank you. One moment. And this is YouTube, so hopefully there won't be any ads, because that would just be embarrassing. free from the breath of slander, beloved by all my crew, a really popular commander, but now my kindly crew rebel, my daughter to a tower's partial, Sir Joseph storms, and sad to tell, he threatens a court-martial. Fair moon, to thee I sing, bright regent of the heavens. Say, what is everything, either at sixes or at sevens? Fair moon, to thee I sing, bright regent of the heavens.
Oh, Sarah, thank you so much for that. How beautiful that was. It is such a beautiful song. And tell us, do you know Noah? Is that how you got Noah Friedlander? Is that the connection in Chicago?
Actually, well, I do know him. We did Merry England, which is not a Gilbert and Sullivan, but it's the last great Savoy opera. I met him last year doing that. Delightful. And then I saw that he knows you guys, and I was like, ooh, I knew I liked him.
Okay, that's wonderful. Well, we are so happy to have you. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you. This is delightful. Thank you so much.
All right, so next we will be going to our second dialogue scene of the night. So I will be welcoming Keely in now. Keely, hello. Why don't you give us some of your background with Gilbert and Sullivan, my dear?
Well, I guess my background with VLOC is I came shortly after you, Amanda. So my first VLOC show was in 2014 with Pirates itself, which is kind of fitting that we're doing this dialogue together. And I guess I did a couple scenes from Gilbert and Sullivan. I think the first scene I ever did was maybe when I was like 13, and I did Three Little Maids. So pretty early, but maybe not as early as other people, but it's my favorite genre. I love the text. It's so freaking funny. I'm having such a blast watching everyone perform. I literally, when Bob and Rashad came on to do their dialogue, lost it.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. As someone said in the YouTube comments, seeing a bearded Mad Margaret and a bearded Rose is not something you see every day, and we're here for it. So.
Exactly.
Also, I will introduce this flickering image in the window here. I don't know, you're like a ghost. We're back in Rutagore. Okay, but this is my daughter Gabby, and Keely and I are going to be doing the Pirate King and Major General scene from Pirates. And so Gabby is here to basically play all the women's parts for us. I didn't think this through, so she can't hear anything because I have the headphones. And I don't want to test the tech again, so I'm just going to bop you when you need to say your line. Okay, so there we go.
It'll be fun.
It'll be great. All right, here we go. And now that I've introduced myself, I should like to have some idea of what's going on.
Oh, Papa, we've...
Permit me. I'll explain in 2 words. We propose to marry your daughters.
Dear me.
Against our wills, Papa, against our wills.
Oh, but you mustn't do that. May I ask? This is a picturesque uniform, but I'm not familiar with it. What are you?
We are all single gentlemen.
Yes, I gathered that. Anything else?
No, nothing else.
Papa, don't believe them. They are pirates, the famous pirates of Penzance.
The pirates of Penzance? Oh, I've often heard of them.
All except this gentleman, who was a pirate once, but he is out of his indentures today, and who means to lead a blameless life of it evermore.
But wait a bit. I object to pirates as sons-in-law.
And we object to major generals as fathers-in-law. But we waive that point. We do not press it. We look over it.
An idea. And do you mean to say that you would deliberately rob me of these, the sole remaining props of my old age, and leave me to go through the remainder of my life unfriended, unprotected, and alone?
Well, yes, that's the idea.
Tell me, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan?
Oh, dash it all! Here we are
dash it
again.
all.
I ask you, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan?
Often.
Yes, often. Have you ever known what it is to be one?
I say often. Often.
I don't think we quite understand one another. I ask you, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan? And you say often. As I understand you, you are merely repeating the word orphan to show that you understand me?
I didn't repeat the word often.
Pardon me, you did indeed.
I only repeated it once.
True, but you repeated it.
But not often.
Stop. I think I see where we are getting confused. When you said orphan, did you mean orphan, a person who has lost his parents, or frequently?
Ah, I beg your pardon. I see what you mean. Frequently.
Ah, you said often, frequently.
No, only once.
Often, frequently, only once. Thank you,
Sorry, my
Keely.
connection's
We
getting
appreciate
wonky.
you being with us. I think we had a little bit of tech issue there with some internet. Yeah, it's being wonky. So sorry, guys. That was a little wonky. But not to fear. I'm sure Keely will be back to join us again in future weeks and give you her amazing soprano voice. Thank you, Gabby, for joining me. All right, moving on. Okay, so next we're going to welcome Michael back for his second song of the evening.
There we are. Yes, this is, of course, Sweet 17 Summers, Rose May Buds, rather didactic aria. And I will say
There you
that
are.
this, there
Michael.
I am. Start over. I'm having trouble, Amanda. You're glitching for me, but that's all right. Can you hear me? Okay. This is Rose May Bud's aria from Act 1 of Barbigore, and I've got a book of etiquette that I will be referring to. It is actually an annotated Thespis, or the gods grown old. But for tonight, it is a book of etiquette. Shall we? Shall we? Let's hit it. If somebody that chanced to be who loved me in a manner true, my heart would point him out to me, and I would point him out to you. But here it says, of those who point, their manners must be out of joint. You may not point, you must not point. It's manners out of joint to point. Had I the love of such as he, some quiet spot he'd take me to, then he would whisper it to me, and I could whisper you. But whispering I've somewhere met is contrary to etiquette. Where can it be? Now let me see. Yes, yes, it's contrary to etiquette. If any well-bred youth I knew, polite and gentle, neat and trim, then I would hint as much to you, and you could hint as much to him. But here it says in plainest print, it's most unladylike to hint. You may not hint, you must not hint. It says you mustn't hint in print. Ah! And if I loved him through and through, true love and not a passing whim, then I could speak of it to you, and you could speak of it to him. But here I find it doesn't do to speak until you're spoken to. Where can it be? Now let me see. Yes, yes. Don't speak until you're spoken to. Thanks to Erica for playing that. Thank you, Erica.
Thank you, Erica. Yes, indeed. We do love
You
some
know
Brother.
Yes, yes, it was.
All right, I'm going to bring Bob up because my internet is being really weird with me right now. So I'm going to bring Bob and hopefully we can just get him going. Bob, why don't you just take away and say whatever you wish and I will go.
Well, thankfully, I've already kind of done my intro, but here's a little short bit. I'm going to be singing Katisha's aria from The Mikado to round us out for the evening. So thank you all very much for attending, and I hope you enjoy. Alone and yet alive. O sepulchre, my soul is still my body's prisoner. Remote the peace that death alone can give. My doom to wait, my punishment to live. Hearts do not break, they sting and ache, for old love's sake, but do not die. Though with each breath they long for death, as witnesseth the living eye, the living eye. O living eye, come tell me why, when hope is gone, dost thou stay on? Why linger here where all is drear? O living eye, come tell me why, when hope is gone, dost thou stay on? May not a cheated maiden die, may not a cheated maiden die.
beautiful, Bob. Thank you so much for that. What
Thank
a
you.
beautiful aria. All right. Well, that concludes our program, everyone. Thank you so much to all who participated, and thank you to all those who are watching on YouTube right now as we wrap this up. I did want to let everybody know, despite what you saw as far as my technical issues, I promise that this is not as hard as it looks. And if you saw the performers, you saw how easy it really was to perform. So I'm hoping that more people sign up for next week. And next week's Cabaret, coming to you, the theme provided to me by my father, so thank you, Jeff Makes, is kind of relating to the times we're in right now. It's so songs that deal with illness, sickness, fever, medicine, potions, things of that nature. I was thinking lovesick maidens and patients, and lovesick boys and trial by jury, spleens and vapors from Ruddigore. But anything you can think of course, is perfectly acceptable for this theme. And I also wanted to let everybody know that I did make this a Gilbert and Sullivan only. But in the future, if you have a song that you think really works with the theme, then it can be from another operetta or opera. Really whatever you would like to do. All right, so signing off to all these beautiful performers, thank you so much, and hope that you all will tune in next week, and I will get to hear you perform as well. Bye-bye.